Chile vows to shut down 40% of its coal plants by 2024, completely decarbonize by 2040, and become carbon neutral by 2050.
Here's a summary of the article.
The host of the next UN climate talks unveiled its plan to reach carbon neutrality by 2050, which will require one of the fastest coal shutdowns anywhere. The host of the next UN climate talks in December, President Sebastián Pinera, pledged to close 8 of the country's 28 coal-fired plants by 2024. Although Chile represents a mere 0.25% of global emissions, the country is one of the 10 most vulnerable nations to climate change, Pinera noted in his annual address to the nation on Monday. Chile volunteered to host the annual climate UN talks after Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro abruptly withdrew its invitation. Because of the UN climate talks, also known as Conference of the Parties, Chile has gone from a strikingly unambitious climate pledge to championing solar, having the largest fleet of electric buses, and now saying, "We're going to have a decarbonization plan by 2050, which is what the Paris Agreement wants countries to do." Monica Araya, a former Costa Rican climate diplomat and environmental consultant, told Climate Home News. "To our knowledge, there is no other country in the world with such a high share of coal that has set a faster decarbonization plan for the next 5 years," he said. President of the Green Party, slammed the plan to shut down coal plants by 2040 as undignified.
This post received a score of 26,744, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Considering that Chile has access to sunny deserts, extremely reliable winds since they're in the part of the world exposed to the roaring 40s, geothermal potential that makes every country except Iceland jealous, and some significant unexploited hydropower. And #X200B. Yeah, I'm just honestly surprised that they haven't done it already. Especially since it could give Chile's iron industry a boost if they could get energy prices low enough that they could support steel exports as well.
You have to keep in mind Chile is a developing country. While not entirely an excuse, it is remarkably harder for less wealthy countries to implement green policies. Do note that hydropower is one area in which the country has always depended on. Solar is the fastest growing right now, followed by wind.
There are plenty of South American countries that have had massive amounts of renewable power for decades already. Paraguay produces 15x more renewable energy than it can even use.
I mean, Itaipu is badass, but hydroelectrics are super fucked up. They destroy everything, all the ecosystems, evict thousands of people, they kill everything. They are not a good solution at all. They are not green, sustainable, just renewable.
I read China and I was like, no way they will make it, while still being impressed that they choose a date close to us. Most politicians' promises on climate goals are for 2040 or 2050. 2024 on the other hand is only in 5 years, so I hope they have a concrete plan. Good luck, Chile. Edit, in 5 years, not 5 years ago.
China is going nuclear because they want to stop the particulate fallout from coal. Estimates are by 2030 China will be consuming all global uranium production.
Action by every nation that isn't the US, China, India, and Russia is great and all, but let's be realistic. All the other nations in the world combine to produce less than half of the world's carbon emissions. Without the big boys on board, it's like your entire office is in a weight loss competition, but the 4 heaviest people in the office not only outweigh everybody else but are also swallowing pure sugar by the bagful every day. And to top it all off, the fattest guy of all is doing it while insisting that weight is fake news.
Russia isn't that meaningful. India is doing its part. The US and China are the ones that need to pick up the slack more than anything.
Yeah, it's really the big two. But Russia and India are the only other nations that individually are producing even as much as 5% of the world's carbon emissions, so they're still worth mentioning.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.